Jump right in with no second thought. You got me mesmerized. It's taking all my strength to stay away.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to This Week in Monstercat. This is the podcast where me, your host, Mika, and a bunch of my friends, we talk about what's happened this week in Monstercat. Or should I say, this last 3 months in Monstercat, because we are at the last episode of 31, or I guess you could call it Uncaged Volume 1, in which we are going to be going through and ranking every single track on the entire album in all of our opinions on those tracks. And so you may have noticed that the last couple weeks there have been no uploads. That's not through the lack of trying. We've definitely been trying to record podcasts, but it just seems that luck has not been in our favor, I guess. And every week we've had some sort of terrible technical difficulty that's made it not even worth uploading, just because it's so terrible. And so what we've decided to do, instead of doing a million catch-up episodes to catch up on the 2 or 3 or 4, however many weeks we've just
Because
missed.
we're lazy.
Yep. We've just decided that we're just going to talk about all of them today. Not in much detail, but when we go ranking through them, we'll briefly give our opinions on them and that sort of thing, so we don't have to spend all this time catching up, and so we can get straight back up to date today. So, with that being said, the people who are going to be here today ranking all the songs with me, we've got Peter.
Yes.
Yep, he's back. And, someone who we have not seen for a very long time, and it's very refreshing to see him here, because there are songs that I really want to bitch about, and the only other person I can bitch to about them is this man, the Xavier himself. He has returned.
Yes, I'm here.
Hype, right?
As hyped as ever, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all the introductory stuff out of the way. Who wants to begin the ranking first? I think to honor...
I think Pete
Pete?
should.
Why? Why me?
Because Mika's and mine opinions are more extreme than Pete's.
I mean, maybe you should put me in the middle then, to kind of make things easy.
Oh yeah.
Have one extreme, then one not extreme, and then have another extreme one. I reckon I should go in the middle.
I dibs last. Xavier going first. Alright, Xavier.
Alright.
Xavier, tell us.
Alright, so this album's
by the
got
way,
31 songs.
Yeah, have you guys
It
put like
does.
numbers next to your songs? Because last time I remember we had a lot of trouble with trying to remember which number we were up to.
Yeah.
And so
I'll
this time
just put numbers on them now.
Yeah,
'Cause
I specifically put numbers next to mine. Well, in that case, if Pete has numbers on them, why doesn't Pete go first while Xavier is
Ugh.
numbering?
Fine.
Fine.
What?
Fine. It's cool. It's good.
It is cool. What have we got here? Where did I put the notes? No, that is the news. Here we go. Uncaged Volume 1 ranking. At number 31, no question about it, horrible. It has an entire disease named after it. It's Home by Nitrofun.
Ooh.
Absolutely abhorrent.
Really?
There's nothing good at
It has one good bit. It has the trap bit. That bit's good. That's it.
There's a trap bit.
Yeah. Yep. Is that forgettable? There's a trap bit in the second drop
The-
that lasts literally
there's
about
a-
4 seconds,
Great.
which then goes into a mumble bit, which is also okay.
Yeah, Nitrofun, I really do like him more than most of us seem to do, but still, this is for him especially
awful.
like.
It's like the worst
Yeah,
melodic
this-
dubstep song I've heard in years.
Yeah,
It's so
it just,
flat
It,
and
it
just-
just doesn't know what it wants to be.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's my biggest problem with it.
It's
It's just
all over
so
the place.
jarring going. Exactly, it's just so jarring going from bit to bit. But and then we have number 30, Chardonnay by Conroe. The first release of the album, and easily one of the worst. I can just barely. The vocals are one of the biggest problems.
Yeah,
the
vocals are
vocals
shit.
are absolutely awful. And then what is there in terms of instrumental substance is minimal and boring, if you
Well,
ask me.
in
So with shit vocals.
I reckon it has its moments, like the breakdown between the two drops, in the like 15 or so seconds in which there's no vocals is actually like really, really, really good, and I love that bit, but the rest of the song's like average at best and shitty when there are vocals. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. 29, which was the second release of the album, is Waiting on Your Call by Aniva, which is
Harsh.
plagued by the same fucking problem. The vocals are just. I really liked this
really
guy
fucking like
in
the vocals.
For You by Rich. What?
I really like the vocals in this song.
Mm.
Excluding one part, like once he starts getting faster and like a bit louder, I guess towards the drop, I don't like it as much. But the first couple, like the verse part, is really, really, really good in my opinion.
The first like 5 seconds of the song where it's got like a really nice piano intro is like really, really cool. But everything after that, I'm just kind of like, I don't like the vocals, and I don't think the drops are very interesting. The problem was, I actually really like the instrumentals in the vocal segments. So I was like, if the drops can sound like this, that would be cool. But then they kind of have this weird other sound for like the main melody, which is just a bit flat. And I don't know, it's one of those other songs. It's just kind of, it's very few redeeming qualities in my eyes.
I find the drop like slightly offbeat, which I really like. Like things don't exactly happen when you expect them to, and at least for me anyway, and I find that really cool.
Well, you can talk about that when you rank your stuff.
Definitely.
Number 28 is a song that is by no means bad, and if it wasn't for a song that had come before it, would probably be quite good, but it's Bandit by Kuro. It's just like...
Yep.
It feels like not only does it feel just like Amon, but it feels like a couple steps back.
Oh,
Does that just mean it honestly feels like... Yeah. It's like, instead of being Amon 2.0, it's like Amon 0.5.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you ask me, it's like the beta version, and they were just like, after they released the other one, they're like, oh, we made music, you might as well have it, and it's going for the exact same thing.
It just doesn't have any
Amon
atmosphere.
pulled off. Yeah. And where there could be atmosphere, instead of cool atmospheric stands, there's understand it, I'm a fucking bandit. Like, nice atmosphere. But yeah, it's not a bad song, it just feels, I wouldn't say lazy's the right word, but it just feels like it misses the mark on what it's trying to do, just because it feels so much like something that, pulled it off so much better.
Yeah, it's like he tried to remake Amon, but didn't realize what made Amon good.
Yeah. I really hope Kuro can go back to doing some good shit, because Amon was a fucking awesome opener for an artist.
Amazing.
And then, but then it just felt like, as much as I really like Savage, that's not what I want from Kuro.
No.
It's a cool song, but it is not what I want from Kuro at all. And same thing with this. I feel like he's focusing too much on the side of just making things heavy. Making things loud and heavy instead of, having the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because I will admit, this has got like more heavy, hard-hitting noises than Amon does, but that's not really what I listen to Amon for. So I guess he's just kind of heading in a direction that's not initially what I liked him for. But anyway, number 27, a song I have very little to say about. It's Bollywood Stunner. It's, it's not even that bad. It's just like...
There's nothing interesting about it.
Yeah, no, except, have you guys heard like the last 10 seconds? The last 10 seconds of that song is so cool.
Yeah, and the intro and the outro is really good.
Yeah, they're fucking cool. But the actual substance of like the drops themselves, it's one of my
generic
biggest problem is
track,
honest. Yeah, my personal biggest problem is just how much it doesn't fit with the theme and how much potential that theme had.
Yeah.
It's like if you had the build-up or the intro of Swamp Thing, and then it drops into Go Berserk. It's like, what?
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. This is just jarring, and not only is it jarring, but it's just wasted potential. So, number 26 is a song that I hate to be putting a song by these two wonderful artists this low on a list, but it's Andromeda by Mr. Fiji Ouija and Exist Strategy. It's just... like a lot of these things I've been saying so far, this song is just kind of boring, honestly. It's just kind of plain, and it doesn't feel like it has any of the elements that make Fiji awesome, because instead of having that many vocal chops, it's replaced with regular vocals, and there's not really much of like a cool beat or anything like that.
Yeah.
So pretty much everything that makes Fiji feels like it's lacking in this song.
Yeah, this song, it just, it feels like it held back a lot, like it could have done a lot more with the theme, it could have done a lot more with the backing, it could have done a lot more with the vocals, it just sort of...
Yeah, definitely.
Fiji was playing it so safe with this one.
Yeah. And it's such a shame considering it was a collab with Exist Strategy. This is saying as they made what was it, Voyager? With is that the name of that one? That song is incredible. And I mean, perhaps I definitely set my expectations a bit too high, but I still think that something that sounded way better than this, even if it didn't meet my expectations, would have been a lot better than what we got. But anyway, number 25. Another one that's just kind of boring, nothing stands. Us Against the World by Darren Styles.
Ooh.
I have little to say about it. It's it's not the worst, honestly. I think it's honestly a little bit better than Feel Like This, if you ask me. But it's just kind of bad. Really nothing to say. 24, right next to the two songs that I feel like go very hand in hand, put together, is Ripped to Pieces by Stonebank featuring Amel, which is plagued by most of the problems that Us Against the World has. They feel very bad in very much the same way. The only difference is I think Ripped to Pieces gets the cake just a little bit more, just because I prefer ML to the fucking vocals in Us Against the World, because I absolutely despise the vocals in Us Against the World. But once again, not much to say. It's standard Stonebank hardcore, doing his thing, playing it safe, and it's just not too interesting. Number 23, which I only just realised is interesting, it's put Us Against the World with Ripped to Pieces, Darren Styles and Stonebank, put them together, we get Bass Drop by both of them. Now, I think this is where the songs start to become alright. By this point, I'm like, yeah, these are alright. Everything I'm about to say, they're not great, but I'm not going to be saying, oh, this song's just kind of boring anymore, because Bass Drop has a lot of cool stuff in it. It's just one of those songs that I think I enjoy in theory more than I actually do in practice. And whenever I hear this song, I'm just like, I want to listen to the Gamma remix of Go Berserk, because they're like really similar. It's just I like that one a lot more. Just a bit more snailsy.
And just sort of snailsified bass drop.
But this, in its own right, is much better than either of the than most of what Darren Styles and Stonebank normally do. But that being said, I still don't think it's incredible. It's just nice to see them doing something that isn't like the melodic style hardcore of things.
I mean, I respect them for not just because they so easily could have just made another Ripped to Pieces or another Us Against the World, but they actually did something interesting and broke expectations, which is good.
I'm honestly interested to see what they've got coming next, since this is another collab alias. 22 is Crazy by Tokyo Machine.
That's where I had it.
It's standard. But for some reason, it's standard and just Tokyo Machine doing his thing. But for some reason, there's something about it that I'm like, you know what? I feel like especially the off-drop segments feel a little weirder than most of his stuff. It's not just happy chiptune stuff. It's kind of got more of a weird vibe to it. Though, when I came to the realization that the vocal chop is saying, "You got me going crazy," and I had flashbacks to Project 46, I wanted to neck myself, but that's unimportant because I never want to speak about those songs again. Crazy. It's got the drops. My biggest problem with it is just the drops are just the same sound. A lot. And it barely changes it. And when it does, in the second drop, it's actually really cool. But the first drop especially just kind of feels like, here's a sound. It's pretty cool, I guess. You have it. You want to change it? Nah, I'm good, thanks. And it's like, oh, okay. So it's not terrible, but it's not great either. Number 21 is a million times higher than I ever expected it would have been when it first came out, because it's got redeeming qualities, unlike most of the things that I've listed before, which is This Time by Keizo. The first half is shit. There is nothing good about the first half. I hate it. Good. But the second half is actually really good. Because the main sound in the second half, it goes into the background, happens half as much, and it focuses on the main the weird main sound thing in the middle that barely changes in the first drop. But here, it changes quite a bit and does a few other different stuff. And in both the hardcore and the trap segment of the second drop, it actually does some weird stuff and changes
the trap
up quite
segment
a bit.
is so weird.
So
I love it.
I think the second half of the song is actually really good, which is why it's jumped up so many places.
I'm happy to hear that.
However, I still think the first half is lacking quite substantially, just because it's, annoying sounds, quite repetitive, and I don't like most of what's there. But it's definitely jumped a long way up from what I thought it was when it first came out.
Yeah, I agree.
Number 20 is a song that I thought I liked a lot more when it first came out, but when I actually listened to it a bit more, I realized it's not as good as I thought it was. That's Levitate by Rootkit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's going for a lot of the same notes as Good to Go, and
But it's just
All
I
more
do
or
not
less.
think I don't think it gets anywhere near as close. Honestly, it's one of those situations where
it's just a better version of it.
Well, yeah, but it feels like one of those situations like with Stonebank Hardcore, because the first one he ever did, Stronger, I liked it when it came out, and it still really do. Probably because it was the first one. If something like Ripped to Pieces was the first to come out, and we'd never heard this onslaught of hardcore before, I'd probably really like it. But the problem with a lot of those songs
Pressure
is there's just been so many by this point.
Well, Pressure
it's just
had
boring.
Neuro in the second half, so that was
Yeah,
better.
Did it?
but
yeah, it had
I feel like
heavy D&D drop at the second half.
I think you're thinking of Stronger.
Oh shit, Stronger.
Yeah, that's
What did I
that's
say?
stronger. You said
but
pressure.
you said Pressure.
Oh shit, I always get those two songs messed up. Sorry.
But my point here is that it feels like if this song had been the first and Good to Go had been the second, maybe what my thoughts would have been reversed. But it just feels like it's going for the exact same thing, and it just doesn't do it quite as well, honestly. Especially because the sounds in the first drop are very repetitive. The main sounds just kind of do the same thing, looping far too many times over for my taste. So it's still got things like really cool vocals. I really like the midsection in this song as well. The second drop has some really good bits as well, but I just feel like overall it is just a worse version of Good to Go, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah. For sure.
Number 19 is Tomorrow by Feege and
Dirty
it's
boy.
Feege and Direct, right? What?
That's sacrilege,
Is it?
in my opinion.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear where Xavier has it. I'm sure he loves that song.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Would I? Okay.
Mate, it's by Direct. Xavier loves Direct.
Well,
Someone say something,
I guess
please.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
It's good, but it's little more than that to me. I just feel like it's too vocally driven for my taste.
But Holly
And
Drummond.
as much as there can be, yeah, she's good, but I don't like the other guy all that much.
Oh, he's so
It's
good.
kind of part of my problem with Andromeda as well.
He's
This
got to
guy,
admit that
Van.
Matt
I like
Van
what
is
he's
a lot
doing.
better in this song than he was in Andromeda.
Oh, definitely,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Because the bits where he's
That's why this is number 19 and Andromeda's number 26.
yeah, with just the
The
bits
song
where
is
they're
much
singing but without words. It's so fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But it just doesn't... I feel like it's one of those songs that to really get it, it needs to emotionally resonate with you.
Yeah, for sure.
And I can tell it has with Mika, and that's cool. That's awesome to see. I love when songs have that kind of an effect on a person. But for me personally, this song just doesn't quite do it the same way that it does with someone like Mika. So that's why I don't have it all that high on my list. Number 18 is the other Tokyo Machine song from this album, Blast, which I actually do like quite a bit, and it's probably the best he's done in a while. Mostly just because I really like the drop. The content of the drop is... I know it's not the most innovative or interesting thing in the world, but I don't know. It's just standard Tokyo Machine, but it's better than most standard Tokyo Machine has been these days.
Would you say it's his best since Fight?
yes.
I like... Yeah, probably. It'd probably be Fight, then this, then Pixel, then Crazy, and then Hype is right at the bottom.
Yeah, Hype
because
is so shit.
Hype is just shit. Number 17 is... I would say this is where the songs start to get quite good. I'd say everything here is... I'd put, 7 out of 10. Great songs. Quite good is not enough. These are songs that I would consider, are pretty damn great. Number 17 is Unity by Rogue, Slips and
Very
Slurs,
close.
and Stonebank, which is... It's really, really good, but it could have been more.
For sure.
If you ask me, considering it's a big collab between 3 massive trap artists, it's really good. But and I understand from their point of view, it's hard to pull it off as far as something like Warhead did, because a lot of collabs they disappoint. A lot of collabs are things that are very easy to disappoint because it's very I think it seems very difficult to get all the notes right about making sure you have enough of everyone's styles, but also make sure you have it interesting. Honestly, I think having everyone's styles can be a bit too much of a focus sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, instead of making the sound work with their styles, it can just be kind of gimmicky. Here's the sound from this person. That's kind of a problem that I feel like, what was it called? Break the Silence?
Break the Silence was just shit.
From the 5-year anniversary album. That was one of the problems I thought it had. It was like, oh, hey, it's 8-bit. This is the Nitro Fun bit. Oh, hey, here's a weird random little slips and slurs wob here. It just didn't feel as much about the music as it was about, look at all the people that were in this song. That song just felt like a gimmick of having a lot of artists in it. This song is kind of like that, but I just think the song is much better. It's still a really damn good song. 3 unique drops is part of what it has going for it.
For sure.
All of the 3 drops, it has a completely different... The second one's definitely my favourite, followed by the first, and then the last drop's just kind of eh. I don't really like the last one that much.
The last drop's cool.
Jesus, what was that?
It was a cough.
It was explosive.
Oh.
But yeah, it's a pretty damn good song. Number 16, another pretty damn good song that I wouldn't necessarily say is anything incredible, is After Dark by Mayen, is it?
Mern,
Which is
I think.
Mern, but however it's pronounced. It's a solid song. I wish I liked the vocals more, because honestly, I think it's another thing that just kind of holds the song back a little bit.
Ooh.
But I really like the kind of vibe that it has going for it. Is it just me that thinks it has a kind of Asian vibe going on?
Oh, definitely.
With
No
certain
doubt.
sounds.
No doubt.
I like that kind of vibe that it's got going to it.
Yeah.
And that vibe and feel is what stops it from just being another generic future-based song. Because honestly, the sound design, a lot of the sounds aren't anything special, but it's the way they're used.
Well, yeah, the
makes
context
song.
they're within just makes it feel a little darker, a little bit more on edge,
Exactly.
a little more interesting.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, pretty damn good song. Number 15 is Spectrum by Muzzy, a song that I have listened to like 3 times, maybe twice. I have not listened to it very much, but from what I have heard, there's very few bad things to say about it. The intro is definitely what really gets me.
Oh, yeah.
I really love the instrumental intro. And the drops I actually do really like, even if they are a bit repetitive. Once again, the only thing that's holding it back a little bit is I don't like this song is one of the ones that has vocals, right?
Yeah.
I know it's not credited, but yeah, I remember them.
It's the ones like
the vocals are another thing that...
It's like Let the Shadows Fall Away or something. I don't know. They're like
It just doesn't...
not that big a part of the song.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like this song was a song that needed vocals.
Definitely
no
not,
matter who did it, I would have just felt that it was unnecessary.
Yeah, it's like
And
putting
that's
vocals
exactly
in...
how I feel about
It's
it.
like putting vocals in Timberwolf. It's not really good.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a damn good song, but you know, it's still definitely got a few things holding it back. Number 14, I would say everything past this point. This is where it starts to get like my actual highlights of the album.
Damn, that's a lot of highlights. That's only half the album.
Well, it's a highlights for this album's standard. Like, honestly, I
Ah.
think this album was it was middling. It was middling. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. So, there's very few songs that I think are actually, like, awesome, but there's a lot of ones that are damn solid.
Yep.
I feel like is what I've been saying about a lot of them. And number 14 is Boom by Ricci. I don't know how you say it, but it's carried by just being weird.
It's so cool.
It's just weird, and it's a cool thing. And the music video is just weird.
Would you be allowed to,
Instrumentally,
like-
I don't...
Is it allowed
Sorry?
to... would I be allowed to, like, have this song really high just because I really like the video clip? Like, is that allowed?
I have no idea.
I mean, why not?
Yeah,
You do you. But I'm sure you'll have it like super ultra high. But instrumentally, I don't actually think it's got that much going on. It feels pretty simple. Though that I will admit that's kind of by design. But it's just the strangeness of things like the vocal chop that carries me, and it just feels so offbeat and strange. Like the vocal chop especially. It's just like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just gonna let it happen. You know, that's pretty much what I feel like when I'm listening to this song. But really not too much to say on it. But
Yeah.
have I missed a number? I thought that was gonna happen. I have
There's 31
known-
tracks, so probably.
Yeah, I have no number... I have no number 13. It goes straight from 14 to 12, even though it started at 31. I don't know how this happened.
You probably
Did you miss a
missed
song?
track.
Yeah, I want to say... Let me check.
God.
Right,
Intermission.
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
Maybe you just
actually.
pressed
You
one
probably
number
did.
twice. Check you didn't do one twice.
Yeah, probably. Unless... I bet you I missed one of, like, the lower end songs that I don't really care about all that much.
Alright.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but honestly, it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's one number. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
So we'll just go along with it, because the rest of the numbers from here on out are still correct. We're not missing anything by this point. So I'll just say number 12. Number 13 is Lost into the Void. I'm sorry if that's your lucky number or some gay shit like that. But fucking... But
Geez, homophobic.
number 12. Number 12 is Want You by Orbiter, which, as we all know,
Ooh.
is 7 Minutes Dead and Stephen Walking, which is a song that could have been a lot higher had it have been not by Stephen Walking and 7 Minutes Dead. Like, 7 Minutes Dead especially. I still feel like I'm recovering from the disappointment of what it could have been. I was obviously not hit anywhere near as hard as Mika, because you guys missed it because, you know, we lost that episode of the podcast where we talked about this song, but Mika was just... I feel like he was kind of heartbroken. He's
Yeah, like
definitely
at the
worth
week
to
it
you.
came out, it
Oh,
was
that
genuinely
song
my
is-
least favorite song on the album. I was so angry about
Yeah.
it, but I've
Yeah.
come to grow and come to realize that it has moments that I actually fucking adore.
It's a really, really good song, but I reckon honestly could have been a lot higher if it wasn't just for the copy-paste drop.
Yes.
Honestly, is probably the most disappointing part of the song for me. Not the sounds in it, not that it sounds more like this artist than another, because I don't really think it does, but it's just the copy-paste drop. It's like,
Yeah.
I liked what you were doing here. It could have been even cooler if you'd taken it a step further.
Oh, definitely.
But that step just wasn't taken. However, I have heard that Orbiter, they said they've got EP coming out
Yes.
soon enough, so I am very intrigued. I could
Me
not be
too.
more intrigued by what lies ahead. Because at least this won't be another situation where, like, their first song was, like, an Amon level of awesome.
Yep.
And then nothing else would be able to capture on that. At least they've started from a middle point, so they can go uphill
Temper
or
the
downhill.
expectations.
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel like with a song like Amon, unless you're just consistently awesome, it's kind of hard not to go downhill.
Yeah.
But I feel like with these guys, it could go either way. And I'm very excited to see what they have in the future.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Number 11 is Sweet by Unlike Pluto, which is a song that I know I shouldn't like it. I really know I shouldn't like it. The vocals are like absolute trashy as hell. But there's just something about the vibe and the groove of this song that's just very different from the typical style of Unlike Pluto doing his jazzy stuff. This feels like a different side of it, which I think is a breath of fresh air to see, because as much as I really like what he's been doing recently, it's just nice to see something different from him. And the only problem I have with this song is that a lot of the drops are like way too similar, but I honestly prefer the vocal segments in a lot of bits, so that kind of doesn't matter anyway, because all the vocal segments are different. But yeah, it's a very, very good song. Then we get into the top 10. I'd say number 9 is where they start to be like awesome, really damn awesome songs. But number 10, which just escapes that, is, you know, conveniently enough right next to one another, because I couldn't decide which one I liked better. Everything Black by Unlike Pluto.
Oh,
Because
I'm
I
very
feel like this-
surprised to see that higher than Sweet.
Yeah, I took some time to think about it, and I wouldn't say I've gotten sick of Sweet, but I don't like it anywhere near as much as when it came out. But this song's been pretty consistently really good.
Yeah.
It took me a while to grow into it, just because things like the vocal shop sounds and the drop, I still feel a bit out of place and like they don't feel
For
like
sure.
they don't feel like they fit. But the vocal segments, the vocals and the instrumentals that accompany them are absolutely awesome. I love the use of brass in the drop. If you put in some effort to listen past the vocal chops and the other sounds, and you just try to listen and focus on the brass stuff, it's actually awesome.
Yep.
But it's an awesome song. I think the only problem it has, yet again, like Sweet, is that it kind of uses the same drop like multiple times. But I'll always stick to the end just because I like that last note so much.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you why, but it's just so cool. So Everything Black, very, very good song, and I really like that, unlike Pluto, is going down this more jazzy direction, because a couple of his songs, I really liked his first song, which really captured that, and Searching for You was okay, but I think it was called Found You.
Searching for You was
the trap
amazing.
one on like 28.
Oh yeah, Found You was forgettable.
really, really, really forgettable, and I feel like I'm glad that's not the direction he decided to go down, and he's heading more in this direction. Anyway, number 9 is Turmoil by Slips and Slurs and Holly, which is honestly, it's just, what, is that, do you think that's too high, too low?
No, I was saying interesting because it's close to where I put it.
Ah, okay. Which is just, it's just good to see Slippy back and doing some trap shit.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while. He thought
He's back
dubstep
at it.
was
He's
the
back
best
on.
idea. and as much as I don't think the weird kitchen steppy kind of drop is that good, everything else, the vocal chop drops especially, the really
Vicimus
crappy
bit.
one,
Oh.
and the future bassy one, they absolutely carry this song for me,
Yes.
as well as the vocal chop bit. And the first not vocal chop drop that has the wobby sounds, and I like quite a bit as well. So I like a good 75% of this song, and I like is probably a bit of an understatement, because 75% of this song is absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
And then the other 25% is okay, but no matter what, it's just an absolutely awesome song, which I'm glad to see Slippy back doing his thing. Even if it's not exactly the same as the way he used to do it, I still think trap is what he does best.
Yeah, well,
and,
like, this is... Oh, I don't mean to interrupt, but I feel like with this song, he's so... Like, he totally could have gone away with having the first big drop be the, same as the second big drop, because he has the smaller drops in between, which change it up. Like, I think that would have improved the song, rather than him having, the first big drop and then the second big kitchen step drop. If you just had them both the same, then the future bassy bits in the middle and the vocal chops at the start could have carried it. But, it's still really good as is.
Yeah. Number 8... we go straight from trap to trap, is Borneo by Wolfgang Gardner, by Wolfgang Gardner and Ericor, which is, this track, I liked it quite a bit when it first came out. It's only grown on me since then. Even the last drop, which I thought was like the worst at the time, has really grown on me. The first and the third drops with the really cool, like, mostly being percussion driven, is absolutely awesome. The second drop is still one of my favorite things Ericor has ever done. I absolutely love it, with the weird wobbly pitch shifting bass and the awesome vocal chop. I love that shit. And then the fourth drop, feels a lot more minimal, but as it goes on, it kind of adds more elements, which I think is a really cool way to do it. So I've realized I like every part about this song pretty much, and I reckon it's awesome. It took a while for me to think that I liked anything that wasn't the second drop, but as time has gone on, it's like, yes, this song is awesome. Number 7 is Starship by Grant, which is just
something I expected to be higher.
What a song. Really?
Definitely.
It's awesome. It's an awesome song, but it's my least favorite song that Grant has made as Grant. And I know to a lot of people that's quite on the contrary. A lot of people, including people like John, think it's the best thing he's done since he's become Grant. But
no,
I reckon it's the worst. That being said, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, man.
Like, everything since 9, this included, is fucking awesome. This isn't an argument of, like, this song, just because other songs are higher doesn't mean this one's not good. This song's fucking awesome. Like, my favorite parts aren't even the drops. Like, the really melody-driven bits with, like, the awesome percussion backing. That's what makes this song for me, as well as the really nice, calm mid-section in the middle.
This song has, like, some of the label's best build-ups. They're fucking amazing.
Definitely,
especially the first build-up is so cool. How it, like, leads into the drop with this cool minimal version of it. It's awesome.
But, what do we got? Number 6 is a song that it took me a while to get it, and then once I got it, I was like, okay, this is actually fucking awesome.
I think we're gonna
it's Swapping Things by Topi.
Okay.
It's fucking
Yep,
it's
very,
so cool.
Very, very good.
It took me a while to realize it, because I was just kind of like, this is a little too annoying sound and weird for me. As much as some of the sounds I still think are a bit odd and out of place. I kind of feel like it works.
It's totally on purpose.
It works in its favor. This song is just weird, but it also fits at the same time. It feels so off. It feels so wrong, yet so right, if that makes any sense. Everything about it feels strange.
It makes me think of what I really wanted Automaton to be.
Yeah, definitely. Which is, this song I probably would have put it like up at number 20 when it first came out, because I just did not get it. But as time has gone on, over the last couple of days, I've just been like, oh, okay, this is like climbing the ranks of how I feel about, you know, songs on this album consistently. Now it's in the top 10, nearly in the top 5, which I wouldn't have expected a while ago.
Yeah.
But it's fucking awesome, and I can't wait to... It's also a nice sign that Topi is kind of sticking around with Monstercat a bit, because he had 2 songs on 28, but then he didn't make anything since then, until now, so I was kind of worried he would just drop a couple tracks, and then just leave, and not come back. But this is a sign that he's, you know, he's here, and, you know, he's not here to stay, because, you know, artists release on all kinds of labels all the time. But, you know, it's good to see that he hasn't abandoned the land of the Monstercat. And number 5
I just figured out
is
what your
a song
top 5
that...
are. Oh, shit.
Number 5 is quite like Swapping Things, a song that I didn't quite get when it first came out, which is Climb the Ranks
I
Significantly.
think we're going to have the same song, the same place. I think I know what you're talking about.
Illuminate by Doomu. Yep. Oh, it took me a while to understand it, but the vocals are just...
Yep.
They're so nice. They just have that very nice, cute kind of feeling to it. And I just love the way the song barely goes anywhere.
Oh, yeah, it's so well structured. It's so, like, meandering and it's fucking awesome.
Fucking mid section as well.
Yep, like after the fake-out drop.
Yeah.
Oh.
The midsection is just so nice. It's got awesome vocals. It's got such a nice atmosphere. Can't wait to see Xavier put this at like number 25.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to get it, but that just means that like everything on the EP that this is from is just absolutely wonderful. And I need to go back and listen to the EP again because
it's amazing.
It's just something special. It's just something nice.
Yeah, I'm so happy Monstercat signed it, because it does not seem like something Monstercat would sign. It's so sort of strange and, you know... I guess maybe it fits into the big indie-tronic scene that's coming up in EDM. Like, this song is definitely sort of fits into that Eden, Crywolf, what's his name? Not Tristan, Steven, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that sort of sound. And, but it does it way better than most of those guys can do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's just fucking beautiful.
My number 4 is...
I'm scared.
What?
I just know a certain song's going to be coming up soon, and that you're going to...
I realised what I missed out on! I realised the song that I'm missing from my list, which would have gone, like... Oh, fuck, I just realised what I missed out on. Let me take it back a couple steps. Chuck it to, like... I'd say around number 6, around Swapping Things territory. I forgot to mention, and I'm fucking upset now that I have to, because I'm gonna get fucking slaughtered, is Bubble Beam by Nonobi.
Yep.
That's the song that disappeared into the fucking void.
I was waiting.
Here it is. Bubble Beam is, I would put it about the same level as Swapping Things, or Starship, which, once again, don't think that's an insult to those other songs, because to you that might sound like it, because I know you guys fucking hate it. But to me, that is a compliment to both this song and those songs, because most of what Nonobi's done on Monstercat I really like, and this song is probably my favourite of the bunch, honestly. It's just got really nice off-drop instrumental sections, and drops that I thought didn't change and were identical, but I realised do actually change throughout them, like the melody changes in the second drop, there's other shit going on. So, realising that it's not just a copy-paste definitely also helps me to feel more justified.
The only compliment I can give it is that it's not the worst song on the album.
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to beat when Home exists.
Actually.
Anyway, now that I've mentioned that, back to where I was. Number 4, which is, a song that I'm sure Mika, you're gonna think it's blasphemy that I put it as high as I have, but it's just such a good fucking banger song, and I fucking can't find anything bad to say about it. It's Move That Body by Quiet December and the Pegboard Nerds.
What?
I love it! I love it so much. I was in denial, and I was like feeling like it was a guilty pleasure for so long, but I've just embraced it, and I'm like, fuck yes. I just think this song is I love everything about it. I love the vocals that I should hate. I love the backing. I love the fucking both the drops. I love the fucking midsection trap drop.
Oh, alright, the trap drop is like a fucking 10 out of 10. The rest of the song, shit.
world.
But
Really? What the
Fucking
fuck? It's
awesome.
shit.
the trap drop is like, it's amazing. But it only lasts about like 10 seconds at most.
But fucking, yeah, there's nothing bad for me to say about this song. And I understand why other people would think it's absolute shit. But personally, I love it. Top 3 territory. Number 3 is by an artist that I really want to see what he does next, because I've really been liking what he's been doing so far. It is Neos by Glacier. It's a song that's just... I'm sure no one is surprised by me having this song pretty damn high, because I just love everything about it. Like, especially the shit like the flute in like the third drop, and the weird glitchy build-ups that it has. I fucking love that shit. And I love the first and third drops. Just the nice kind of laid-back atmosphere that they have. And then the second and the fourth have a more future-basy kind of more going on kind of style to it. I think they complement each other really well.
Yeah,
And
he's got a lot of talent. He's a very fuck.
yeah.
He's
one of those artists that...
I was just gonna say, yeah, his next song that's coming out soon enough, I imagine, sounds really fucking good. The collab with Dion Custom, it'll be on the friggin' Nerds by Nature remixes. I don't know which song it's remixing. I just know it sounds fucking amazing.
What?
What? Did you not
Are you
know?
talking about the Feel Like This remix?
Oh, maybe. Oh shit, maybe it was that one. I'm not sure.
That's not with Glacier.
No, yeah.
That's with a guy called Glacie. Glacci.
Jake misread it on the fucking
No, he didn't misread it. It just sounds like it. It just sounds a lot like Glacier. Just mixed with his American accent. It sounds like Glacier.
Oh,
No.
I thought. Oh,
No,
I was
it
so
is not.
convinced that it was the Glacier track. I was like, that sounds like his best song yet. Right?
But no, that is not him. Though I did hear that song, like today while I was getting the news for the podcast. It sounds damn solid.
Yes.
But anyway, into top 2 territory. Number 2 is Watch Out by Bass Nectar, Dirty Phonics, and Ragga Twins. It's just fucking... Yes, I fucking love it. Most of the time when there's a release that's hyped like this, like fucking... whatever Karmafield's first release was, or fucking Alone, or something like that. Normally, I just feel like the hype put behind it is way too much and doesn't match the song at all. But I feel like this song was one of the first ones that really fucking deserves it. It's just got that perfect level of heavy for me. It's that mid-level of heavy in between. It's not
It's the
like,
2014
so
heavy?
heavy. Exactly. Exactly. It's not it's not heavy for the sake of heavy, like half of the bro step that's around. But it's also not like what most pussy boy EDM has turned into.
Yeah.
Where it barely wants to touch being heavy. It's that nice mid-range.
Yeah.
Mixed with vocals that I wouldn't like in most other contexts, but there's something about the way they used here that I think really works. Plus a fucking killer DMB drop.
Oh yeah.
Like fuck me, the DMB
Could
drop
I
is
just
fucking sick.
like ask if on Spotify they could replace the version of this song with the fucking drum cover that was up on the channel? That was just so much
The
fucking.
drum
That
cover's-
was so much
The
better.
drum cover's awesome.
So good. They actually made the beat interesting. Oh my god. Unbelief.
Oh, man.
I mean, I'll have to disagree
Yeah.
there, but
Number 1.
yeah, fucking.
Through process of elimination, I know what your number 1 is. Pretty
Yeah,
sure.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure out what it is.
Fucking. Wait, what did you say? You do know?
Oh
or you're
yeah,
trying to figure
alright, I
out,
know what it
Mika?
is. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
On
From the second it came out, there's fucking... I love it so much. There's nothing else it could have been. It's fucking Escape by Noise Storm. It just has everything that I love about Noise Storm's recent stuff. Just turned up to 11. I know in certain aspects, a lot of people say it's kind of like playing it safe, but the beat of this song
It's cool.
is what makes it for me. And it's so interesting. Mostly, I feel like genuinely, you can listen to it in a bunch of different ways depending on which parts of it you focus on, because it's got the very if you just listen to the generic like boom 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 boom, then it sounds fucking generic as hell and not interesting. But if you mix it with the kick, it's got this weird shit where it's like a combination of a generic sound, but the kick kind of like makes it feel like a different beat in itself. So it almost feels like to me this song has like 2 different beats depending on how you listen to it, and that is it's so weird and interesting and not something I've felt about a song before.
Yeah.
And it's not copy-paste drop with an awesome beat and fucking... I love the brass and, like, the intro and the outro. Just everything about it. It's just... Noise Storm, in my opinion at least, doing what he does best to his absolute max, which I know other people don't agree with, but...
I've got something interesting to say about the song. I might be wrong, because I haven't listened to it that much, but I was listening to it on the bus the other day, and I noticed something that at least I thought was happening that I thought was really cool. Like, I'm not entirely taken by this song, I think it's pretty good, but as the drops go along, the beat gets changed ever so slightly, where the main sort of beat kick, like the boom, 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 right, that, in each drop, the gap in it changes, so in the first drop it's boom, boom, gap, boom, boom. In the, second drop, it's boom, 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 gap, boom. And then in the third drop, it's boom, gap, boom, boom, boom. Which is pretty cool, I reckon. But, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the only one who noticed something that doesn't actually exist. But from what whether it exists or not, it's something that I thought was cool in the song, which made me enjoy it more. So,
well, whatever works. But yeah, that's my ranking. I reckon this album, it's got a few awesome highlights. It's just got a lot of like, this is
you're like
boring,
6 out of 10.
Boring. Yeah, exactly. It's absolutely filled with those. Though probably like the top 9 are all awesome. Are all absolutely awesome songs. So anyway, who's next?
Zev man.
Can you... Really? Why'd you fucking have to call me that?
Xavier.
There we go, alright.
There's the one.
So, why does this album have to have 31 songs? It's fucking dumb.
No,
31.
The collab thing on every album is gonna be cool.
I'm interested to see what the other ones are gonna be, that's for sure.
Can't wait for the friggin' Marshmallow and Streaks collab. That'll be great.
What are you talking about?
It's just... Don't worry. Keep going.
Alright. So, 31 is After Dark by...
Fuck you!
I don't even fucking
No way!
Get fucked, Mika! Get fucked!
No
Mika.
way, you little piece of shit.
That's fucking hilarious, Xavier. I love you. That
I'm missing it.
Song,
I'm missing something. Dude. Alright. I don't even know who it's by.
Mika thinks it's fucking awesome.
Alright, well, he can fucking die in a fire, can't he? Number 30
Yikes.
is Waiting on Your Call
Fuck
by
you
Anevo.
Can't argue with that.
I hate everything Anevo's made, honestly. He's fucking shit.
Anevo's really good.
No, fuck off. Number 29 is Chardonnay by Conroe. My 3 least favourite songs on the album are like all one after each other. And they're like
our 30 and 29 are just in reverse order. I had Chardonnay at 30 and I had Waiting on Your Call at 29. Just flip those around and got the same.
The only reason Chardonnay isn't like at the bottom is because the drops okay.
No, the off
The
drop.
generic future bass, but it's still.
You generally actually kind of like Conroe, don't you?
I like one of his songs. All the other songs I hate, but for some reason I like the one on 26. I don't know why, but I do.
On My Way Up.
Because it's a good song.
Yeah, but I hate everything else he's made. Number 28
On My Way Up's
is
like the most
Andromeda.
generic future-based song on the label.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, Andromeda's just fucking... there's like nothing good to say about it other than it's not the worst thing that's ever been made. 27 is Illuminate, because it's
Yeah, you could have seen that coming.
fucking boring.
It's really
shit.
good.
26 is Sweet by Unlike Pluto. I don't...
Goodbye.
Fair
It's
enough.
fucking... The drops last like 7 seconds and they're all the same. What number am I up to?
25.
25 is the worst hardcore song Stonebank's ever made. Rips to Pieces.
Yes.
It's shit. I usually like Emil's vocals, but her vocals in this song are just shit and the drops just generic and repetitive. Which is awful. Us Against the World is number 24. It's like...
Yeah, you had them right next to each other as well.
Yep, I did too.
The first time I heard Us Against the World, I was like, oh, it's kind of catchy, but now I just don't like it. No, it's fucking 3 hardcore songs in a row. Number 23 is Bubble Beam. Because it's...
Yep, I had those 3 in the same
Nano
place
Beat.
too. Or in the same
Like
area together.
It's kind of catchy, but that's like doesn't make it good. Number 22 is Home.
I'm surprised you have it that high.
Yeah, well, I still hate it. It's fucking. I don't know what the fuck's going on in that song. I don't know why he thought it would be a good. It's just shit. I don't like it.
Can't argue with that.
21 is Unity by those
Oh, that would
three.
be higher for you.
I don't really like it that much. Like, I want to, but I don't know, I just don't really feel like it's exciting at all. It just kind of
I get what
seems
you're saying.
boring and simple trap. Yeah. Number 20, and I don't know why this one's so high, but it's This Time by
Because it's fucking amazing.
someone. The second drop's great, and then like the
See,
mid
yeah,
section,
you
the
get
mid
what I'm
section is
saying.
terrible, and the trap
Mid-section's
sections are
fun.
terrible, but the hardstyle parts are good. I like the hardstyle parts. 19 is Turmoil.
Ooh.
Like the first drop's, it's okay, I guess, but the second drop's
Future-based
really
bit.
good. The future-based bit?
Yeah, in the middle. Like the bit that sounds like Vicimus.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have to
Yeah.
like
So
after
you
the
like the
podcast.
kitchen step drop?
Yes. 18 is Neos. I think this is when they actually start to get good.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of Haywire, which is a
Yes.
very, very, very good thing. But it's like nowhere near as good as anything Haywire's ever made. Because Haywire's like the fucking best artist on Monstercat. 17 is Move That Body, which is not as good as Pete says it is. It's, I think in terms of quality, it's actually just a bad song, but I like it because it's Bass House, and that's the only reason I like
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh, I think it's shit. I think it's shit too. I just fucking really like it for some reason.
16, you'll be surprised by this one. 16 is Bollywood Stunner. I've heard that song twice in the last week, and the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, yeah, it's okay. But then yesterday I was on the train, and I heard it, and I was like, whoa, that's actually really good. It's like Move That Body, where it's actually
Shit
fucking
song.
terrible, but I just really like it.
Fair enough.
Yep.
15 is Bass Drop. It's the only good thing
Hey, that's
Darren Styles has made.
right.
Oh, don't spoil it.
Spoiler alert, guys.
14 is Watch Out. It's okay. Like, the first drop's good. I mean, it's really good considering the drum step, because I usually don't like drum step. But the second drop kind of seems just a bit half-assed, if you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
kind of.
let's
No.
just give it a D&B beat, it'll be fine. And I fucking hate the vocals, especially
Yeah.
between the drops. I fucking hate them. They're awful. But it's got cool noises, so it's like 14. 13 is Bandit, which is a lot higher than I thought it
What?
was going to be. I know, right? It's... The fucking vocals
Shit.
are dumb, and it's like Amon, but just worse. But I kind of like it. It's alright. 12 is Levitate, because it's just good to go, but it's not as good as good
Yep,
to go.
a lot worse.
It's fucking... I love it though, because it's like bass house, deep house shit, which is great. I made this list last night at like fucking 10, I think, so I fucking was half asleep. 11 is Tomorrow, which
Is amazing.
I don't know why I put it that high, but it
'Cause
is
it's
very
that
good. It is fucking great. It's like the first direct song that I actually like since Lark.
Nice.
Yeah. Number 10 is Want You. I misread that. Is Want You by Orbiter. This song's like... It's okay, but it's got a lot of potential, I think. I'm really excited for their EP that they're going to
definitely.
hopefully
Yeah.
release very soon.
Well, knowing how much you love Stephen Walking and how much you love 7 Minutes Dead.
Yeah. I was expecting a lot more, but
Yeah,
it's okay. Number 9 is Crazy. It shouldn't... I don't actually like it that much. It should probably be like... about 18. So,
Looks like you're reconsidering your list.
yeah. But it's good. The second drop, it sounds like bass house, but it doesn't feel like bass house. And it's weird. The beat seems a bit too slow for bass house, but I'm not sure. 8 is Escape by Noise Storm because it's fucking great. It's just like, it reminds me a lot of Barracuda, but
Hey.
better and worse in some
Barracuda's better.
ways. Yeah, Barracuda's better, I think. 7 is Swapping Things.
Yes.
This is like the worst Topi song, but it's fucking great and I love it.
Yeah.
All these other songs.
Yeah, we had it in the exact same spot.
Yeah. Yeah, even Back Up and what's the other one? Bad Language are better than this. And then Danger Time's like the best fucking thing that's ever been made.
Oh.
But anyway.
Such a
6
good song.
is Starship by Grant.
Great
Grant's
song.
just fucking amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear you say that.
he's made 3 future-based songs in a row, and I actually like them, which is
That's pretty
fucking-
incredible.
It's a miracle.
Well, I mean,
know.
I've always gone on record as thinking the 2 future-based artists that you actually like are Grant and Casper.
And they're the
They're
good
the two
ones.
that
Yeah.
like,
I've only heard 2 of Casmo's songs. Oh. Yeah. 5 is Blast, which, fuck, when I first heard it, I was like, this is shit. But I heard it yesterday, and I was like, oh, it's actually really fucking good. It's the not drop segments are fucking sick.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
4 is Boom by Ricci. It's I really didn't like it when I first heard it, but it's so fucking cool and so weird,
Yeah.
and it's fucking awesome. And the video clip is
Oh,
fucking
this song was like,
sick.
it was like a... I couldn't imagine anything except you loving it, just because it's so fucking good.
I know. 13 is Borneo, which I think has
13?
5 drops. Hang on, 13? 3. 3. Number 3 is Borneo,
hey.
which I think has 5 drops, maybe 4. It has at least 4
4
drops, but I think I remember having 5. I don't know why. But it's just really fucking cool and really weird.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's a genre of music that I think it's actually the only Jungle Terror song on Monstercat. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Number 2, you'll be surprised by this one. Number 2 is Everything Black
Yep.
by Unlike Pluto.
Oh, I know what number 1's gonna be.
Fuck off, cunt. When I first heard Everything Black, I really liked it. And
Yeah,
it's
fucking great.
fucking... I love it like 10,000 times more than anything else Unlike Pluto's made. Because I don't really like Unlike Pluto's style very much, but no, this song's fucking great. And number 1, which I'm sure through process of elimination Mika has figured out,
Yeah.
is Spectrum by Muzzy. When I first heard this song, I thought it was shit. I was like, oh, that's fucking terrible. And then I heard all the other songs in the EP, and I was like, they're okay, but I've heard
Outsiders.
it 3 times.
Mate, Outsiders is the fucking best.
It's
shit
it's
in
one
the
of
world.
Muzzy's best tracks. It's so fucking good.
Definitely.
Alright, well, you're fucking wrong, but I've heard
That's
Spectrum
how it
like
works.
3 times, but it's fucking amazing. It's like so good.
Well, just every
I
time
don't
Muzzy
know what
makes
else
an
to say about
epic,
it.
you know, like a 6-minute plus song, you know, you're in for a fucking treat.
Yeah, it's fucking great. It reminds me of Children of Hell, but a lot less mechanical.
Yeah. I still think the vocals are like incredibly unnecessary, but everything else.
Really,
is
I fucking love them.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're really good.
Oh, cool. Well, I think that does that wrap up your ranking, Xavier?
No, actually, I have more, but fucking course it does.
Alright, well, I guess we'll just...
finished into number 1.
Yes. Right, we're 58 minutes in. I think we'll try and get through this a little bit quicker. My number 31, which it shouldn't really surprise anyone considering how much I fucking hated it when we talked about it, is Stonebank with Ripped to Pieces featuring Emil. I just hate every single element of it. It's awful. It's just shit in every single way. It sounds really gross and ravey. The vocals are awful. It's just shit. Nothing new. And then, yeah, I've grouped all the 3 shitty hardcore songs together, so... they're all pretty interchangeable. They're all sort of the worst, and yeah. Darren Styles, Us Against the World, shit for the exact same reasons as Ripped to Pieces, just slightly a tiny bit better, because it has cool uses, just the hardstyle beat occasionally, and that's sort of interesting. And then at number 29, which is a bit of a step up above the other 2 hardcore tracks, is Bubble Beam, which is, still don't like it, but it's got talent behind it, and some of the melodies are, you know, catchy. Doesn't mean I like it, but I can see the talent behind it. I still really, really don't like it. And then in 28, Slightly above Bubble Beam, another song I really, really don't like. This time, that doesn't have any talent behind it, is Nitro Fun with Home. I like...
Wait, you put Home above Bubble Beam?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. What the fuck did you expect, man?
Because,
well, I actually...
at least Bubble Beam knows what it wants to be.
I don't give a fuck about whether it knows what it wants to be or not. I think it's cool that it actually has multiple genres, and I think that's interesting. Because some of the parts of the song I actually do quite like. The trap bit and the Moomba bit are good. The rest of the song, really shit. Really, really, really shit. The worst melodic dubstep I might have ever heard. Number 27, Kuro with Bandit. Every time I listen to this, I just stop it and go listen to Amon. It's worse in every single way.
Right? Fuck, really.
Like, I just want to replace it with Amon on Spotify, if that's possible. Yeah, there's not much to say on it. It's just boring. It's everything that it does, Amon did 10 times better. And the drop literally, like, the chord progression sounds almost identical to Amon. It's just the second half of the chord progression goes lower when Amon goes higher. But, yeah. That's it. Number 26 from Reach is Bollywood Stunner. Bandit was probably where stuff started getting like, I can listen to this is tolerable. So at 26 is the next tolerable song, Bollywood Stunner. It's, yeah, you know, it's fine. All of the off-drop bits are pretty cool. The drops are, they're pretty shit, but they're kind of cool in a weird way. And then just above that is Sweet by Unlike Pluto featuring Mr. Blonde. It's alright. It's not bad. It's not good. I don't like the vocals. I don't like the lyrics. But it's Unlike Pluto, so talent went behind it. I respect him, you know, doing stuff with jazzy stuff, which isn't, you know, something that happens often in EDM, or at least on Monstercat. It's fine. Yeah, not much to say on it. 24 is Chardonnay by Conroe featuring Kara. I quite like this. It's like a, you know, probably a 5 or 6 out of 10. I can definitely listen to it. Like I said earlier, the bits in between the drops, the breakdown without the vocals, I absolutely love that bit. That's like a 8 or 9 out of 10, that bit. But the rest of the song is like a 5 at most. It's just average, and the vocals are really shit. And then above that, at 23 and 22, basically interchangeable. On the 2 Tokyo Machine songs, I don't really care that much for either of them. I just think that Blast at 23 is a little bit worse than Crazy at 22. I quite like Crazy, and I also kind of like Blast, but neither of them really blow me away. They're just more Tokyo Machine. I haven't really enjoyed a Tokyo Machine song that much since OK, I think.
Really? Not even Fight?
Fight was fine. Fight was like a little better than these. And then at 21, from Pegboard Nerds and Quiet Disorder is Move That Body. The entire song, except for the trap bit, is like, it's fine. I don't really hate it. I hate the vocals, but everything else is fine. But the trap bit, like I said, it's like a fucking 10 out of 10. Everything else is pretty shit. And then at number 20, a lot lower than like everyone else put it, it's just never really got me, is Dirty Phonics, Space Nectar, and the Raga Twins with Watch Out. It's okay. I think that the drum cover improved it a lot, but I don't think that's what we're talking about here. I think that for the most part it's fine. It's like, this is where the songs start getting to like, alright, this is pretty good. For the most part it's fine. The D&B drop I really like. I really, really don't like the implementation of the vocals at all. They're really annoying. But everything else about the song's like a solid 6 or 7 out of 10. And then just above there, just a little bit better, at number 19 is Noise Storm with Escape. Which...
That's my top 2 right there.
Yep.
Next to each other, isn't that cute?
Yep. Which has just been... Every time I listen to it, I like it a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and I notice a little bit more interesting about the beat and the bass. And like Pete said, the beat is sort of really basic, but also sort of really complex in a weird way, and it's really interesting. And the sounds, just Noise Storm doing what he does. I preferred, you know, Barracuda or Heist or Antihero or whatever, but this is still decent. I'm not all over breaks generally, and this is no exception to that rule. It's just a pretty good song, I guess. And then above there, another pretty good song is Levitate by Rootkit featuring Tyler Mora. Similar to Bandit, I listen to this, I just want to listen to Good to Go. It's just worse in pretty much every way. The vocals aren't as cool. The drop is not as head bangable. Everything's just sort of a little bit worse. And so I just could, if this song just vanished off the face of the earth, I couldn't care less, to be honest. But that being said, it's probably a 6 or a 7 out of 10. It's pretty okay. It's totally listenable, you know. And then moving up to the songs that I think, alright, these are pretty good. These are enjoyable. Is Mr. Fijiwiji and Exist Strategy featuring Matt, oh no, actually with Matt Van, he was another artist in this one, and with Andromeda. Like I said earlier, I feel like it could have been taken a bit further. I feel like everything this song does could have been more. That being said, what it does do is pretty good. It's chill, so of course I'm gonna like it to a certain degree. When I first heard it, I was like, oh, this is really shit. But as I listened to it more, I like it a bit more, and I like it a bit more. I like the theme. Like I said, I really wish they had took the theme further, made it... I wish I had an instrumental section which, you know, had more to it, because I find the vocals... Sorry, the instrumentals in this song very minimal, and like they play a very small part into the song, and it's a song that really just feels like it's all about the vocals. And if the vocals were...
You know there's an instrumental version?
Is that?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like on Spotify, kind of like what they did with, what's the Fixer one called, Losing You? Same kind of thing, they've just got an instrumental version.
Well,
interesting.
Yeah, but I don't think it would be that
Still not very good.
Yeah, because the instrumentals are so quiet and minimal. But
and basic, yeah.
Maybe that'll be better, but I'm reviewing the main version, so yeah. It's a solid song. It's probably 6 or 7 out of 10.
Reviewing.
I don't know, talking about. Alright, and then slightly better than that is Rogue's Stonebank Slips and Slurs with Unity. There's not too much to say on this one. I just like it quite a bit. The drops, the 3 unique drops is a good thing to do. I find myself, the more I listen to music, the more I sort of edge away from this style of sort of just bombastic, you know, sort of trap, dubstep, you know, that sort of stuff that doesn't necessarily have a purpose besides sounding cool, doesn't necessarily have a big emotional, it's not trying to elicit any sort of emotional feeling, it doesn't really have any atmosphere, it's just sort of there to sound cool. As I listen to music more and more, I'm sort of moving away from that style of thing and moving much more into, you know, atmosphere, storytelling type music. But, so yeah, unfortunately this song sort of just doesn't really make me feel anything. It's just fine, but it's still, I shouldn't say it's fine, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a solid song, and I think that all 3 of them put in their own little flair into the song and pulled it off pretty well, but I still don't think it's particularly that incredible. And then just above there, another song that doesn't really make me feel anything, but is just a little bit cooler because of the implementation being a bit more interesting, is Zero Hero with Bass Drop at number 15. I just think the song is pretty cool. It's pretty inventive with the way it uses sounds. I'm very surprised that this is, you know, what Darren Style and Stonebank put out, but it's cool nonetheless. I wish the second drop had been a bit more complex, because I really like the minimalism of the first drop, and then the second drop, instead of being more complex and bigger, it's just more minimal. Which is cool, but I wish the song had gone a bit more in a certain direction. But that being said, it's still a solid song. It's still slap bang in the middle of this album at number 15. And then right above there, just quite a bit better actually, is Aerocord and Wolfgang Gartner with Borneo. Borneo is cool. You know, it's got 4 unique drops. That's really good to see. It's got interesting sounding, you know, instrumentations and stuff, and each part of the song feels unique and like its own part, and so yeah, it's a really solid song. I kept, last night when I was ranking these, I kept moving it up and up and up. I had it at like number 19, and then I moved it up to number 16, and then up to 14, where it's sitting now, and I'm pretty happy with that. Moving up to, so still in sort of the realm of, this is pretty good, there's like 6 to 7 out of 10s, is Topi with Swapping Things. When this song first came out, I really liked it, but it's one of those songs that I like it in my mind, like, mentally I'm like, yeah, this is a good song. Conceptually, I really dig it, and I can tell that this is a good song, but it still doesn't really make me, it doesn't really elicit any sort of a feeling when I listen to it, which, like I said, the more and more I listen to this sort of music that's just there to feel cool, the less it makes me feel anything. Because like earlier, when I was younger and hadn't listened to music as much, it sort of made me feel like badass and cool and stuff. It doesn't really do that anymore. And it's not really what I look for in music, but Swapping Things is still a solid track, well produced, cool concept that he pulled off well, you know, everything is just good. And then now at Number 12 with what I actually think might be the song with the most like talent, even though it's not the song I like the most. It's definitely probably objectively the best song on the entire album. Definitely with the most talent. It's Neos by Glacier. I just think Glacier, even though I don't like him that much personally, I can't help but respect how much talent he puts into his music, how good he is at making music, and just how much variation and stuff he can get out of a single song. And even though I don't love it, this is still a really good song. If I'm in the right mood, I will love the song. Most of the time, I'm just more like, yeah, this is solid. But yeah, so that's Neos. Pretty damn good.
You know how to make a Pete happy.
Yeah. And then at number 11, we're moving up to... actually no, I won't say that yet. Number 11 is Slips and Slurs and Holly with Turmoil. I absolutely love the midsection of this song, the future bassy, vicimusy bit. This song does set out and bring in a bit of more of an emotional, not emotional, but it gives me a feeling. It makes me feel something, which is a lot better than a lot of this sort of bombastic, heavy stuff, because it does have more melodic sections, which really, have some sort of emotional reaction to them. And the first drop is really cool. The intro is really cool. The midsection is amazing. The second drop, I like that it's there for variation, but I still don't think it's that great. But yeah, that's number 11, Turmoil. At number 10, which is when the songs start getting, okay, this is really good. I really, really like these songs, is Anivo with Waiting on Your Call, featuring Park Avenue. I really, really like this song. I know I knew people were going to be like, what? No! But, yeah, I really like the song. The dark subject matter is really cool. The vocals for the most part are really well done. I hated this song when it came out at first. Like, if you listen to, it might have been episode 20 or 21 or something, where it was me and John and Ethan. They were both saying, oh, this is really good. I was just railing on it, saying the vocals are shit, the drop's minimal, it doesn't do anything interesting. But recently it's just really grown on me, excluding the chorus. I fucking love the vocals here, and the drop is really, really nice. And the backing to the drop is really good, especially in the second drop, where the backing is all like mysterious and very Anivo-y in that sort of emotional way. But though this doesn't tap into the same sort of notes that Electric Heart or what was the one, Don't Shoot Me Down does, it's his best song since then, and yeah, I just really like it. Then at number 9, moved up quite a lot from where I had it a week or two ago, is Orbiter with Want You. It's no longer my 31st. No longer my 31st favorite song on the album. It is my 9th favorite song on the album. It's like it's still hard for me to listen to it sometimes because I'm just like, oh, it's disappointing. But yeah, I'm not all over the vocal choppy parts of the drop, but excluding the first 20 seconds of each drop, it's amazing. Like everything else is really, really well produced. I love the vocals in this song. They're fucking awesome. And there's
just something about the vibe this song has, if you ask me. Like the whole emotional feels has that weird middle kind of. I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't feel happy. It doesn't feel sad. It's just kind of in the middle somewhere, excluding the vocal chop segments, of course.
Yeah.
That's what makes it interesting.
Yeah. The complex instrumental parts of the drop are amazing. The vocals are amazing.
The second half of the drops.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Really.
Oh.
So yeah, just. Even though it's not what I wanted, looking past that, it's still a really, really good track. And then, just above Orbiter, with number 8, we've got Unlike Pluto with Everything Black. I'm sure everyone expected me to put this high. Maybe people expected me to put it higher, but yeah, I really like this track. The drops, the sort of vocal choppy parts of the drops don't bother me, and the brass is really well done. The talent behind the song is, obviously incredibly well done. Unlike Pluto is very talented when it comes to the jazzy side of things. The vocals are they just match everything that the song is going for so well. They work amazingly. Yeah, it's just a damn solid track, and I like pretty much everything in it except for the drops, which are repeated a couple times, which is a pity. But I don't really listen to this for the drops. I listen to this for the vocal segments, which are just freaking impeccable. And then just above there, a bit lower than maybe people would expect me to put it, we've got Spectrum by Muzzy, and yeah, this is a really, really good song. I don't love it as much as I want to, but it is my second favorite on the EP, actually significantly behind Outsiders, because Outsiders is fucking incredible. But it's better than the Nickelback song, whatever the fuck that's called, and it's better than the other one. But no, Spectrum's a really good song. A lot of talent behind it, you know. Like the intro is sort of like Tim Wolf with the orchestral cello-y sounding stuff, which is really awesome. And then the drop is just solid. I wish the vocals weren't in the song, but everything else about it's pretty damn amazing. So yeah, that's really good. And then now the top 6 is now moving up another level into this is really, really good, like 9 out of 10, or at least in my opinion 9 out of 10. We've got Keizo with This Time. I know everyone, I'm not sure where people thought I might have put it. Maybe they thought, some people probably thought I was going to put it at 10 just to spite people, but sorry, at number 1 just to spite people, but no. This song, well, I know it's not a good song and there isn't that much talent behind it, I just fucking love it. It's of the bombastic sort of like big heavy songs that are just meant to sound cool on the album. This is definitely the best one. It's the only one that actually makes me feel, you know, badass and cool and sounds like that. I just think that it's a really fucking good song. The first drop is good. The trap section of the first drop is amazing. The mid section is my favorite part of the song. It takes me right back to being 12 and 11 listening to friggin' shitty dubstep.
Raver's Fantasy.
Not that, but and then the second drop is amazing, and then the trap part of the second drop is even better. So yeah, that I just, it's a shit song, but I absolutely fucking love it, and it's a number 6. At number 5, probably actually no, not the most emotional, but the second most emotional song on the album. It's just so beautiful. I put it in the same place that Pete did. Doomu with Illuminate.
Yeah.
And to say that this is my least favorite song on the EP really shows how good that EP is, because I love this song.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. It's got some of the best vocals I've heard in ages on Monstercat. The 3 top songs, some of the songs I'm talking about next have even better vocals, but the vocals in the song are just impeccable. I love them so much. They remind me a bit of a combination between like Coma from Super Cool and Vila. They're just, they just hit all the right notes. They sound amazing. And the minimal sound of this song, and when it drops with the fake out, it's just like when I'm in my right sort of edgy, sort of sad mood. There's nothing better than this song. It's just so good. And then just above there, we got Grant with Starships. I love Grant. You know, Grant Bowtie, I was alright with. I thought it was pretty good, but Grant, he is blowing me away. You know, Wake Up was incredible. This is incredible. His remix of Light wasn't that great, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
This is just incredible. The one with the video, whatever it was called, that was incredible.
Constellations?
Yeah, I think that this is just a bit better than Constellations and just a bit worse than Wake Up. Did he put out another song? Or
fair enough.
Did he put out another song?
No, those are the 3. Those are the 3.
Yeah, they're all just really, really, really good. And Starships is just, I've never heard, the vocal chops in this song are so unique. They sound like, I don't even know how to describe them. They just sound so cool. And it's sort of, and some of the melodies in the off drop bits really make me think of, for whatever reason, like Christmas films. And it's giving that warm, nice, happy feeling that, I don't know, it makes me think of Polar Express or something.
I was just about to say.
It reminds me of Lone Song a bit in that way, which is a good thing to be thinking about because Lone Song's amazing. And the drops, they remind me of the Subtext song. What was it called? Tunnel Vision. They just like the mood goes from quite nice and chill to instantly just high energy. It works so well, and it's one of those future-based songs that, even though it's not heavy, it gets everything right about heavy music. It just has so much force and impact to every sound, and it all just works so well. I absolutely love the song. And I should mention that from Illuminate up, these are like 9 to 10 out of 10 my favorite songs of the album. Some of my favorite songs on Monstercat, probably in the top 30 to 50 Monstercat songs. So yeah, that was Illuminate, then Starships, and now we're at number 3, which I'm sure will be quite far above where everyone else put it. We got Mern with After Dark, featuring Aviella. Everything I just said about how much I love the vocals in Illuminate, I love them even more here. They're just so fucking good. They're just beautiful. This is a future-based song that's captured a feeling that hasn't been done in Future Bass since Kaleidoscope, and it's or like, you know, something by Zess. If you've ever heard Darkened by Zess, it fits into that sort of dark Future Bass. And this song is dark, it's emotional, the vocals are just beautiful. It's one of the rare songs where the song is better with the vocals improve the song. It's not like most songs where the song would still just be better, in my opinion, without vocals. The vocals here are just beautiful. The drops, though they're not the most original, they're just amazing. The instrumentation with the sort of Asian theme, really, really good. Yeah, nothing bad to say about the song, I just love every second of it. And the second drop, for the most part, is pretty much the same as the first, but it has this one bar in which everything goes really glitchy and broken towards like the last quarter of the song. Really, really cool. And then at number 2, everyone knew I was going to have it really high, but which one it is, I'm sure you two are debating in your heads. We got Riki, or Risi, or whatever it is, with Boom. As a song, this is a really, really cool song. It's one of the most original songs. Not necessarily by sound design. The sound design is interesting. Just the theme and the feel and what the song was going for, I have not heard done ever. It's just really, really cool. It's like this drug-infused, crazy, fucking weird song, and I just love every second of it. It's deep house. I love deep house. It's, you know, it's got that sort of, you know, generic deep house beat, but for some reason I really like how it's done here. The vocal chops are amazing. The ending to the song, which is unfortunately only on the YouTube version, I absolutely love. And above everything else, I love the video so much. If it weren't for the video, I probably wouldn't have this quite as high, because the video just accentuates everything the song was going for by so much. It makes it even crazier, even weirder, even more boomy. It's
boomy.
Yeah, it's better than Touch Me, and Touch Me was amazing. So yeah, Boom. Second best song on the album, just amazing. And then at number 1, surprising.
I wonder what the first could be.
Surprising, absolutely no one ever. One of the earlier released songs in the album. I'm pretty sure back when it was released, I said this will be my number 1. We got Mr. Fijuiji in direct, with Tomorrow featuring Matt Van and Holly Drummond. And yeah, it's just so fucking good. It's just one of the most, like, it does what Memory tried to do a million times better, in my opinion. Memory was okay, but Memory was, I think, one of Direct's only other recent sort of sad song with piano and vocals type songs. And I normally don't like that sort of stuff. I didn't like Memory that much because of that, but this song does it so right. It's just, there's like maybe one of the most beautiful songs on the label, in my opinion. It's just so emotional. It just hits all of the notes for me. It's just so beautiful. And the duet bits where they're both singing, and the bits without words, and even though the instrumentation is minimal, it's still really, really well done. And all the backing vocals that Feige puts in, I can't put into words how much I love the song, but yeah, no. Yeah, those top 5, Illuminate, Starships, After Dark, Boom, and Tomorrow, are all just, like, practically 10 out of 10s in my mind. They're amazing. Yeah, that's...
Did we all have different top 3s? I think we did.
I had After Dark, Boom, and Tomorrow.
Yeah, what did you have again, Xavier?
Spectrum, Everything Black, and Borneo.
Yeah, we all had different ones. That's
awesome.
I like that.
Yeah.
We all had completely different ones. But then me and Mika had the exact same number 5, because hell yeah, fucking Illuminate, which, where'd you have Illuminate, Xavier?
27.
It's like 28 or something. 27.
So, interesting question. Between me and Pete, I'm sure I know the answer, and with Xavier, I'm certain I know the answer. I want to know, what was the best EP that came out on this album? Was it, Doomu, or was it, Muzzy?
No, fuck off. The Muzzy one.
Have you heard the full Doomu EP, Xavier?
Yeah, I have.
Just beautiful.
Did not like any of it.
You suck. But yeah, Doomu was easily the best in my opinion. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
It's one of the best EPs released in ages. Yeah. Probably the best since their direct EP. Yeah. And
hasn't been too many recently.
There was the big one, of course, was My Prayers Have Become Ghosts, which was kind of recent. But
But this year especially,
Hot.
there hasn't been that many.
Yeah. Anyway, so do we think that this is a good album? Is this a good album or bad album?
I think it's pretty middling.
Yes. I think it's better than 30.
Yeah.
Not by much though.
I would disagree, but still.
I think this is better than 30. This album has more songs.
It's a little bit better than 30. Much better than 29.
Yeah. Yeah, this album, I dislike very few songs. Like, Home, Bubble Beam, Us Against the World, and Ripped to Pieces are the only songs I dislike. Everything from Bandit Up, I think is at least, like, you know, enjoyable to some extent. But I like this, to me, it's very similar to 30. 30 has some really, really high highs, but most of it was pretty much just in the middle. Like, with this album, everything up until, I don't know, maybe Waiting on Your Call is good, but still sort of in that 5 to 7 mark where I'd still probably skip it if it shuffled on. So yeah, a pretty middling album, you know. I don't think Monstercat ever is going to be able to beat, you know, what they got with 17 and 19.
14.
20, 14, yeah.
Yeah.
17 was just...
2014, I agree.
17 was just, that was the album of, that's the best chill album in my opinion. It's just, incredible. Yeah, but that's an album ranked by all of us. Yeah. Let us know in the comments how you feel about all these tracks, and I will yell at you if you don't have my top 5 near your top 5. Especially if you have Ripped to Pieces at number 1. That's not something that's allowed to happen. Yeah, but I think that moves us on to the news segment. We're probably a bit behind in news just because you know, we haven't done any for fucking like a million years, but let's see what we got.
How many things do I have to say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 things to speak about. Sorry, 10 things to speak about. Because I'm not counting all the things that, you know, aren't really news, because, you know, there's a lot of things that happened in the past week. Like, a week ago, there was like, whoa, there's a collab coming between 3 artists. What could it possibly be? I don't know if I want to be putting that in the news. I think we know what it is by this point. But the first thing we have here is on some website, I don't know, Rogue teases a new future-based track, which it's okay. Sounds alright.
That's interesting.
Doesn't sound like anything special, but you know, it sounds pretty good. Also, as we've talked about before, Monstercat released a drum cover of Watch Out, performed by DJ Salka, which is fucking... Drum covers are always the coolest shit in the world. I don't know if any of you listeners know this dude, the 8-bit drummer, but...
Yes.
He is the fucking... I love him so much. He's a cool dude, and his drum covers of anything. Which he goes in blind for, like, all of them. He doesn't actually know the song a lot of the time. Someone just says, do a drum cover of this song, and he just does it. And he, like, reacts to the song and what he's doing, like, as it goes along, because he's never heard it before. It's fucking cool. And this thing here is, like, everything that's cool about all that stuff turned up to fucking 11, because it's just fucking awesome. It's so cool. Solo, San Holo and DROELOE might be collaborating.
Yeah.
I think there was something like on Snapchat or something like that. They said, hey, probably going to be doing a thing, but apparently it was deleted, so I don't actually have the proper source to it.
DROELOE's been releasing a lot on Bitbird recently, so that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Vice don't have music coming, probably not to Monstercat, but still. After not having made any music for 5 months, which is interesting.
Can't say I've been missing them that much. Not that they're bad, they're just like...
Most of what they've done on Monstercat's been alright, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
As far as house music goes.
I've just forgotten that
like the one on 20, I actually
Which one was that?
What I've Waited For. Not the 15 one. That is something very different. But also, on the podcast this week, Reach, there was a new song teased from Reach called Throw Hands, which is coming out on the 15th, which I believe is Monday. So that's going to be the first release for Uncaged Volume 2, if that's what they end up calling it. Which I cannot remember for the life of me what the
it sounds a
preview
bit
sounds
better than Bollywood style, like a bit.
Yeah. Also, Dion Custom and Glacy, GLACCI, not Glacier, released their remix of Feel Like This to SoundCloud, which is really good. I was listening to it while I was writing up the news. It's really good. I would recommend everyone go and check that out. Which, I wouldn't expect much more from Dion Custom.
Oh, he's so fucking good.
Slips and Slurs teases just a picture of the number 128 with the caption saying "This is different," which most people are suspecting is a house song. Which
is he going to pull a stone?
I will agree that. But I'm very intrigued.
Yeah,
to see
sure.
what Slips and Slurs can do.
Knowing him, I reckon it'd be electro. Like it seems like it would fit his sound a bit more. But
I would
knowing
love
him,
that.
he could also
that would
do.
Be so, oh,
yeah,
be
you
so
love
cool.
fucking mid-tempo stuff so much.
Yeah. Nanobi has a new EP coming in the third quarter of this year, which I'm sure everyone is just so excited about. Hype on that. Here's something that I think your boy Miko is probably going to be very interested in. Mayan, or how you say it, Mern, and Grant posted a pic on Instagram together, so maybe they're collabing. Who knows?
That would be.
They could. I feel like when they do something
because
like
there was that video that Monstercat put out, which if you've watched if you've been keeping on with Jake's videos recently, you'll have seen that Monstercat put out a video which had a song in the background which no one's heard and they didn't announce what it was, but it was like an announcement for some Uncaged thing. But the song in the background sounded a lot like Grant. And the vocals sounded a lot like Jesse Morton. And so, if I had to bet, I'd say that song, which I don't know how you can find it, I just know that it was a minute of it in the background of one of Jake's videos, that I would bet money that is the collab. And it sounded like Grant's worst song, but still good, from what I could hear.
Yeah. And, last thing, a new Drop Tech song coming on Monstercat soon, which I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's been a while since that happened.
And
the
picture, the thing was posted on Twitter by Isabel Hugiera, however you pronounce it, which is interesting because that might mean it's another song with her, which I like the sound of because the last song that was with her was very good. What was it called? Killing Time? Very, very good song. Different from his heavier side of things.
Yeah, definitely.
But still very good. Oh yeah, no, and then the other song they did together was
that was like his Lost Metropolis,
which is also really cool. But but I'm very interested, and I'm glad to hear Drop Tech's coming back because I feel like he's one of those few artists that will try and keep that old sound of heavy going. But that's the news. That's all we've got.
Cool. Yeah. Alright, does that bring us... Which segment does that bring us to? I always forget which order we do them in. Is that the Non-Monstercat or the Monstercat track? I'm not sure. Do we
the Monstercat track is going to be confusing because of fucking the weeks we missed out on, but we talked about tracks anyway, but then the episode got deleted, so I have no idea where we're at.
I think we're doing 14 this week. Oh, maybe we're doing 15. No, we're doing... Because last time, on the bots recording, which wasn't uploaded because it was that bad, we did 15. And so we're doing 15 this week. So, I don't think Xavier was actually here to hear how it works. So basically, Xavier, and for listeners who don't know, the way we changed the Monstercat track of the week is basically every week we roll a random album, and then we basically pick a song from that album that we think is worth talking about. But we don't talk about that song from that album this week, we talk about that song from that album next week, and we talk about the song from an album that was randomly generated last week, this week, if that makes sense. So this week, we're going to be talking about a song from 15 that we think is good, because we rolled 15 last week. If that makes sense. It's a sort of needlessly complicated way to do things.
Way too confusing.
It's really
so much more confusing.
It's not. He's making it sound a lot more confusing.
Fucking no idea what's going on.
All you need to do is talk about a song from 15. That's literally all you need to do.
That's it, yeah.
Mika's just making it sound a lot more confusing than it actually is. Just choose a song from 15 that you like and talk about it. It's simple.
Right now?
But, we'll go first, so you can have some time to think about it. Obviously, I should say my pick, What You're Waiting For by Chris Ramos.
Oh, yes.
Obviously the best thing to come out of 15. It really revolutionized vocals on the label.
Oh, for sure.
Vocals had always been ever present, but but I feel like this is the song that really changed that and brought them to the highest level. Any vocalist with MC in their name, you know it's going to be something great.
Yeah.
And they also revolutionized the idea of melodies sounding like shitty sounds that would come from a Nokia phone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like a Nokia ringtone.
Which is not something that we've heard on Monstercat before, so I think it's very important that we need to appreciate this song from all the evolution it did to the label. And I think if it wasn't for that song, we wouldn't quite be where we are today.
Yeah.
Alright.
Correct.
That is awful song. One of the worst songs on the fucking label, by the way.
Probably the worst song on the label.
It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah. But is that what you want to talk about, or do you want to actually pick a song?
Alright, I'll actually talk about something. I'm trying to figure out what I talked about last time.
You talked about the one with the klaxon.
I just didn't. What did I talk about? Fuck.
You talked about what?
Oh, I talked about Timeless. I talked about.
Oh, did you?
Timeless
I thought you talked about Wuxia
last week. No, that was Galley.
Oh, right, yeah, Galley. We were gonna have him on the podcast, but then it all went to shit.
I talked about Timeless, which I'll talk about again, and I'll talk about forever because it's fucking awesome.
It's so good.
It's Ramesses B doing what he does best, which is chill D&B.
Yes.
And I think this was pretty much his first time doing that on Monstercat, actually, because he started with the house song on 11.
Blah. Had
Full Force on 14,
Blah.
and then there was this, which was his first foray into doing what
D&B
is really meant for him. And what else could you do to make it better but have Vila in it? There's nothing else to top off a wonderful
actually,
chill
you could have had
song.
Biju.
Oh, fucking close enough, who cares?
Yeah, Biju and Vila are very similar.
But fucking, it's just an awesome song, lovely vocals, awesome vocal chops. It's just got such a nice atmosphere.
Yeah.
It also is something interesting about. I just feel like it does chill build-ups in such a cool way.
Yeah.
Because it feels like a lot of chill songs, because building up doesn't seem like something you should do because it's chill. They don't really try, but this song does do it. But it does a perfect job of like building something up, but still keeping it at a nice chill level. Like the weird opposite effect between a build-up supposed to be hyping you up, but then also chill, that's not what it does at all. I don't know how you're supposed to pull that off, but Ramesses B did it here, and it just adds to the awesome everything that's just great about this song. Not a second of it that I could complain about.
Yeah. Xavier, have you picked a track?
Sure.
Go, boy. Tell us.
Hang on, so can you just run me through what I'm actually meant to be doing?
Well, you just meant to just talk about a track that doesn't necessarily need to be good or bad, just something you think will be interesting to talk about from this album. And then, after we've talked about tracks in this album, we're going to do a random number generator to get a random album, and then that's the songs we'll be talking about next week. That's basically it.
Alright then, Scorpion Pit VIP.
Yes.
Because it's got the best drum and bass drop on Monstercat.
I agree.
I don't really know what else there is to say about the song other than it's got the best drum and bass.
Yeah,
drop on
I think that this and the last drop of Warhead are tied for the best drum and bass like on the entire label. I just don't know which one. In my opinion, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, it's a good song.
It's a fucking great song. Yeah. I think just this album's interesting, right? Because it's got a lot of really shit songs, but it's also got a lot of really good songs.
Back and forth as well.
Yeah, so I think
that guy.
I can't do this. I think to do this album justice, I want to do a quick roll call of all the great songs. There's a lot of them. I'll be quick. Timeless, amazing. Back and Forth, amazing. Fucking Sentient is amazing. Act 3 is one of my favorite songs of all time. Timberwolf is also one of my favorite songs of all time. Wuxia, good.
It's fucking great.
What You Waiting For, of course, best song on the album. Scorpion Pit VIP, like I said, best D&B. Elements, it's Fractal.
No, that's what Xavier said.
Breathe, really good. And then that's going to bring us to the song I actually want to talk about.
What could it be?
What could it be? It's like Xavier's most fucking hated song ever, and one of my most.
Oh no!
It's like one of my most loved songs ever. It's very close to my top 5 Monstercat songs, but it's not quite there.
Oh, I know what you're fucking doing.
We're talking about "Lonely" by Resonate featuring Biju. It's easily Resonate's best song, and Resonate has some pretty fucking good songs. Just
I
when you
agree.
get Resonate being as good as he is with melodies, as good as he is with beats, as good as he is with melodic dubstep, as good as he is with chill, and you get Biju, and you throw those things together, you got one of the best songs I've ever heard. I can't say enough how much I love this song. It's beautiful. Every time I hear it, it gets the emotions going. The vocalist is, like, this, Skyline and Daydreamer, best vocals on the label. They're just endlessly beautiful, and the way that this song so seamlessly goes from, like, some of the most chill stuff on the label to almost actually heavy at times melodic dubstep with amazing beats for dubstep, like really, really good dubstep beats. You know, like I said, incredible vocals, such good instrumentation with a combination of guitar, piano, that sort of stuff, and just all the ambient noises that set an amazing atmosphere. There's rain in the background, there's cars driving by, and of course the subject matter being, edgy and dark and really, really nice. I cannot say enough how fucking good Lonely by Resonate featuring Biju is. Yeah. Not the best song on their album, but very, 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 very good. Yeah, so that's that. That brings us, I believe, to the last segment of the day, which is the Non-Monstercat track of the day, which is where we all just pick a random song that's not a Monstercat that we like. We're going to tell you about it. You guys have a duty to go and listen to it and tell us what you think about it down in the comments below. Alright, and so I think we're going to start off with, because I've gone last every time, I want to start off with myself, because it's also quite topical for what we were talking about earlier. We were talking about DROELOE, and we were talking about Bitbird. And as of a couple weeks ago, Mr. DROELOE Man, or Men, I'm not quite sure, put out a song
duo.
on Bitbird, a single called See Through Me, and I
Forgot
didn't
about that one.
think that they could top.
Fucking good.
I did not think that they'd be able to top friggin' the one they had on Moscow. What was it called?
Bon Voyage.
Yeah,
So
I did
good
not.
you can't even remember its name.
Well, I didn't think they could top Bon Voyage, and they did. They DROELOE are just amazing. They're so good. At least 3 songs by them that I absolutely love. They've got Wake the Warrior, which is incredible. They've got the one I've forgotten the name of again, and See Through Me, released recently, which is the one I'm going to be talking about. It was released on Bitbird, and it's just, in that sort of DROELOE way, it's chill future bass that is also really weird and has really great beats. See Through Me has actually, I'm pretty sure, the same beat as the Monstercat one, like a really cool, interesting one, and this song just combines like the strangest vocal chops in the intro, really nice melodies, really chill future bass vibes, just really interesting vocal chops, amazing beats, to make my favourite DROELOE song, and just one of the best songs I found recently. I'm happy to hear you've heard it, Pete, because, yeah, I knew you'd love it. It's absolutely out-fucking-standing, and if you like anything related to future bass, anything related to chill, or DROELOE or San Holo type stuff, check this out. It is one of the best songs I've found in a long time. I fucking love it.
I meant to make that my Non-Monstercat track like a week ago, and then I forgot. Through all the technical difficulties and shit, I forgot to talk about it, so I'm glad someone remembered.
Yeah.
Because it is a very good song.
Yeah, Pete, why don't you tell us about yours?
Alright, so, I feel like whenever we talk about Non-Monstercat stuff, it's always good to highlight, I always think it's good to highlight non-Monstercat songs by Monstercat artists, because a lot of people that listen to this, I'm sure,
for sure,
would be interested to hear what the Monstercat artists do with their music on labels other than Monstercat, because most artists release on a whole bunch of labels, and I feel like this song needs to be fucking talked about, because it's by Varien. It's called Mutiny, which is the synthwave track that he's been talking about for quite some time, that's finally coming out. It has, and it's called Mutiny, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so fucking cool. He knows what he's trying to do with it, and because he's Varian, he fucking nails it. It's got the atmosphere, it's more on the dark side of things, and it's so fucking cool. The girl in the album art looks like fucking Sombra, I don't care what anyone says. And, and it's Varian doing something different, but of course, because he's Varian, he fucking nails it. And everyone needs to go and listen to it. Also, the length of the song is 4:20, so, that's all I've got to say. Also, listen to Waffle House by Botneck and Snails, just saying. If you want to be fucking weirded out.
Yeah. Yeah, Mutiny, it hits everything that makes Pilot great. It hits everything that makes Tiva great. It hits everything that makes friggin' Mariah Sakai great. It's incredible. It's really, really, really good. Yeah. Xavier, you got a Non-Monstercat track to talk about today?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you fucking tell your dog to shut the fuck up?
No, I can't.
Yeah, he's a bit of an asshole. He's his postman. He's got to go.
Right. My non-Monstercat track of the week is called Cherry Blossoms Explode Across the Dying Horizon by Sakuraburst. I don't think I can really give this song justice, because it's fucking that good. It's like, it's one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life, and probably the best breakbeat song I've ever heard in my life. It's just...
Excuse me, what? Sorry, I was going to tell the dog to shut up. What song are we talking about? I heard breakbeat and I'm immediately interested.
Cherry Blossoms Explode Across the Dying Horizon.
Oh yes.
It's
I know this.
fucking phenomenal. It doesn't even... It's 7.5 minute song, but it doesn't even feel like it's
good.
7.5 minute song.
Friggin' Sakuraburst finally actually uploaded stuff to Spotify. Good, I can actually listen to that song now.
Oh, fucking finally.
Blood Orange
What did he
EP has
upload?
been uploaded. He's got
Oh!
He's got Blood Orange, Sunstreams, Dragonlands,
Yes!
Biodome, and the Deconstructing Nature.
Fuck yes.
I'm so happy.
Oh.
He hadn't released anything until now, and I was considering just like downloading it through completely legal stuff, but I don't have to now. This guy, he's amazing.
This is
Your
how
audio's
it
cutting
is.
out quite a lot, Mika.
Is it? Ah, shucks.
Yeah. Well, for a while there was, but...
Right. Well, anyway.
Yeah, Cherry Blossoms Explode Across the Dying Horizon. It was fucking
Just, like,
amazing.
how
Also
about just
said
like everything
14 syllables.
Sakuraburst's ever made? You know, he's so fucking good. Unfortunately on Spotify, he's only got like, 15,000 views at most on each song, so go buff that up, dudes. You gotta listen to this guy. He's fucking outstanding. Yeah. Really, 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 really good. Yeah, Cherry Blossoms Dying over the horizon, across...
Cherry Blossoms Explode Across the Dying Horizon.
Yes. It's one of those 7.5 minute long epics of a song, and it uses that time very, very well. It's heavy, it's chill, it's atmospheric, it does everything great, it's glitchy, it's offbeat, it's so good. It's just everything that makes Sakuraburst in a nice little package right here. And if you like that, definitely go listen to Blood Orange GP, that shit's amazing as well. Yeah. But does that bring us here to the very end of this podcast?
I think it does.
This 1 hour and 46 minute long podcast. Alright, well, so
Wowee.
thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for hanging out, listening to us talk about ranking music for friggin' an hour and 20 minutes. That was good. Thank you, Peter.
I
And
don't know why you would listen to this, but if you
yeah,
want to.
yeah, it's
good
pretty
on you.
boring.
Yeah.
It's pretty shit. Maybe just people like being validated, and I also like yelling at people that Nanobi sucks. So it's a win-win, right?
I mean, I'm sure, considering all of our like top 5 and top 10 shit in this album was very different. So I'm sure at least one of us will please all the viewers.
Yeah, for sure. You get to pick sides now. But yes, thank you, Peter, and thank you, Xavier, for coming on. Listeners, go down below, comment what you thought of this episode, what you thought of, all the songs we talked. Actually, there's a lot of songs we talked about today. So,
Yeah, people will still talk about every single one anyway.
Yeah, knowing
They find a way.
Yeah, but if you have a ranking of this album, just put it down there. I'm interested to see what you guys thought. Let us know what you thought of the non-Monstercat tracks and the Monstercat tracks we talked about today, and suggest a track of your own if you want that we can go and listen to, and if we like it enough, we might just talk about it in that segment next time. But as always, thank you for listening,